all the, call it this way, today we're going through series of problems, which I'm sure all of you is going to be asking me a question. But I can tell you that I always say that it's cumulative effect of leadership failure. And the foundation of that failure is that you're not a productive country. If you're productive, 3/4 of your problem today can be solved. You just saw the NBS report where they said we have 130-something million people living under poverty. People talk about criminality and everything. Let me tell you, if you lock this door here, all of us here, just as few as we are, and we have no means of livelihood for 1 week, you'll be shocked how people here can change. Some will take other people's clothes. Some will take other people's clothes. When people don't know where the next meal is coming from, in fact, philosophy will tell you that nobody is happy when you don't know where the next meal will come from. You can't have that number of people living in poverty and you have the level of criminality, banditry and everything that we have. You can give any excuse, but that is the foundation. And you need to deal with that. And the reason why it's like that is because you're not a productive country. The only thing we do here is about sharing. You must remove it and remove that sharing formula with production formula. I've been to every country. Where was I on Friday? Benue. I've been to every state, and I can tell you every state of Nigeria. I asked in Benue. They say, oh, they were reading something for me. They said, when Benue, it was a group. They say we're mainly in Benue and Taraba. Mara, 2 states, show me. We're mainly in Benue and Taraba. And our people are hungry, our people are poor, our people are this, our people are that. When they finish, and all they're telling me is how we are going to get manna from heaven. And I said to them, Benue is 34,000 square kilometers of land. Fertile land, 34,000 square kilometers. Google it. And you're hungry. Fertile land. And they have a population of about 3.5 million, 3.4, call it under 4 million in population. So there's so much space for farming. And I said, you're hungry. Shouldn't be. And I gave them an example that Benue is, if you minus water, is more than Netherlands. Netherlands is 33,000 minus water. So call it that Benue and Netherlands are the same size, but they have 17.4 million people living there, so they have less land space than Benue, because Benue have 3-point-something million, so you have more land space for cultivation. They have less. And last year, the agricultural export is 103 billion euros, about $120 billion. After they fed themselves, and you're here thinking somebody's going to come from heaven and give you food. No. I say, imagine if Benue can do 1% of what Netherlands is. 1%. We're not asking them to do 5, just 1. And that's what other states. If they do 1%, it's $1.2 billion. $1.2 billion at 650 is over 750 billion rand, which is about 4 or 5 times the budget of Benue State. But they say they're hungry. How? And I say, look at Taraba, 54.4 thousand square kilometers of land. Taraba is bigger than Belgium and Israel combined. Belgium is 30.9 thousand square kilometers. Israel is 21.1. If you combine two of them, that's 53. But Taraba is more. These two countries, go and check their production. Taraba is waiting to get statutory application from Abuja. Taraba is sitting on banks of fertile land where you can grow coffee, tea and flower. The Mambila Hill. Beautiful place. Kenya last year did export of over $500 million in flour. I went there and saw young girls and boys who were busy manning the flowers and working there, and they paid about $100 in Kenya. That's why they have less than 10% unemployment. Ethiopia exported coffee of more than $1 billion last year. Can check on Ethiopia. These are third world countries. These are things that can grow in Tanzania. Sierra Leone, with all their problems, did 1.4 billion in tea export. These are things that can grow in Taraba. But Taraba is waiting for statutory allocation. That's what I mean by production. The oil of this country is the vast uncultivated land in the north. Not that oil we are seeing. That oil we are seeing gives us nothing. And call it the theme of my commitment in Nigeria is to put Nigeria into production. So the productive country. And unless it moves into production, it cannot create a job. Nobody. We can't feed ourselves. That's what I mean by moving this forward. The first thing you do as a country is to be able, the foundations to feed yourself. You cannot feed yourself. If Nigeria can feed itself today, if you look at your GDP in Naira, it's about 180 trillion Naira. Out of which the highest component of your GDP is agriculture. At 41 trillion, is about 21%, something like that. 21 point something percent. You can double that if you can feed yourself. And it's very easy. You can check it, you can Google it, you can check the calculation. All of you are very intelligent persons. If today we decide that 220 million people we're going to spend 1,000 for each person for feeding a day. So 1,000 times 220 million times 365 days is about 80 something trillion Naira. That is almost double of what you have today. And that goes straight to your GDP, just feeding yourself. That's how economies grow. If India can feed itself, how can Nigeria feed itself? I was in the UK when India was looking for. No, but they were rationing food. Today, India